All right, Christa, how you doing this morning?
Very good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Thanks for having me and with my special guest.
Special guest, Jon Hendry, the business agent for local IATSE, which is the International Association of Theater Stage Employees, and that's number 480, correct?
Yep, our local's 480.
It's local 480. Look at that, Christa.
Yeah, it's a good get. I got a big one today.
I got to be honest. It's good. It's good. But I got to be honest. Before we started, I'm hearing John and Moxie have a conversation. It seems very intelligent and talking about a lot of different things about employment in New Mexico and all this, and I'm thinking, well, this guy's really smart and really he knows his stuff. How am I going to fit him into this show? You know what I mean? We're just a bunch of jackasses.
I'll go over to that side of the board if you need me.
Yeah,
but the thing is, he's dealing with the stars all the time, in addition to the hardworking men and women of New Mexico that he finds employment for. He's used to celebrities, so you fit in there somewhere.
You're very kind, but no.
Spin.
What do you got? You got your film fix. Let's do that first.
Yeah, so for the film fix, I wanted to put out real quick a warning about cattle calls, which are just ginormous calls for, thousands of people to come out. Sometimes they're especially aimed at children, like they target parents or like, hey, bring your kid, you can be a Disney star and this and that.
Oh, yeah, and red flag.
Yeah, and you can get sunk in there for $1,000 to $10,000, and it's just, shot 1 in a million. Talk about...
How does that work? You shouldn't be paying money, right?
You should never be paying money. You never get, you never pay money to be seen. You never pay money to be considered. Sure, there is training. I've always said you have to take recommended training classes with reputable local classes, and you got
to hone your craft a little bit and all that. That's different.
And I mean, it's the same for kids. You got to have a good momager and popager taking care of you, or a different manager, or somebody guiding your career.
But if you get a text from Anthony Weiner saying, "Hey, I want to see your kid,"
I got a part for you. No,
you don't.
Especially when they're after the money. I personally know people have been taken in, and yes, their children may move on to act and may gain some experience and stuff, but these huge cattle calls where it's like right away, oh, well, it's $600 for this package and $1,000 for this package, stay away.
Where are those usually advertised?
On the internet nowadays, as you know, and the less information they give you, the more of a red flag that it is. They're like, you put out the simplest question and their response is, well, register, and then you'll find out. Well, no.
How and where would one post one of these money-making scheme ideas?
That's not what
I'm asking for
not what I had in mind.
To warn people, of course.
Totally a cat out of the bag about our upcoming website for Moxie's Basement Casting.
Listen, what paneling is going up tomorrow?
Très joli, Coco. Très joli.
I thought we were painting the paneling green, Moxie. Come on. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Be careful. Buyer beware. Because you're not supposed to be buying any of this stuff.
No.
The only other thing I want to say is there's an amazing reality show streaming on the web right now, made by a New Mexican. That's Swami Rob's Vacation on his Facebook page. It's really been... He had me in tears yesterday.
Hey, honey, you got the gig. You don't need to kiss any more ass. Okay?
It's been really good. I've been impressed. For a guy who hems and haws and pisses and moans so much about the internet, he's got like 5 live videos going up a day, and they're really good.
Deep down, he's a teenage girl. He can't wait, or a soccer mom. He can't wait to get every moment of his personal life on the Facebook.
And that's the part that I like about it, because it's like the big reveal. You really are just a 12-year-old
I have some of his selfies and the duck lips on my phone. Yeah.
That's better than the other pictures he sends you. I've seen some of them.
Oh, yeah.
It's all disturbing. It's just a different type of disturbance, really.
Now, back to your listeners who are out there working hard, toiling to get a job, not knowing which way to get trained. What's the only industry that's providing jobs? Constant job growth in the state of New Mexico. That is the New Mexico film industry, and that's why I'm here. And my good get is Mr. Jon Hendry, the business agent for IATSE Local 480. So take it away.
Good morning,
Big
John.
Hi, good morning. Oh, by the way, great theme reference. I thought I got it.
No, you got it. Nice. All right, good. You're hip. So my thought was, Christa said, who should I bring in? I said, well, you know what? Bob Odenkirk. And she said, no, I can't get Bob. I said, all right, well.
Why can't you get Bob?
Yeah.
He's still sleeping. You get Bob then.
Let's get Bob.
Cranston's going to be here on October the 18th.
An
event over the Key.
Yeah. So we got interviewed by Odenkirk.
All right, Christa.
He's putting something like that on me. Well, he's going to be here. Bring him.
Yeah.
I can remember. I'll give you some. I have his email, so.
Okay.
It's the real email.
Hey, Christa, now that John's here, that'll be all. I'm just kidding. So I thought to myself, well, there's jobs in the industry, and we focus so much on in front of the camera and the talent and all of that. But in reality, there's probably a lot more jobs going on behind the scenes for every manner of everything. But I thought a lot of listeners in 94 Rock are your construction guys, your framers, not farmers. Christa, you said you brought them talking about farmers. No, framers, electricians, every manner of occupation out there. You can find a job in the industry. Am I right?
Sure. But, let me give you a couple of tips. It was interesting you're talking about cattle calls, because a great way to interact with the New Mexico film business, get on set and just see what's going on, is to be a background actor. It's, the money's not great. It's not union, but, it's not free. I mean, they're not, unless it's a really small movie, they're generally paying you. And it's a great way to get on there and see what other people are doing, and maybe get some ideas of what you would like to do. Walking on a movie set for the first time on a union job, not a great idea. You should have a plan. It's interesting you say jobs. We're really looking for people looking for a career. Look, I would say that every framer and construction person and things like that can probably do 90% of the work that we do, although they do come on and tell us, and guys, stop doing this, because we hate it when you walk on a set and tell us we're doing everything wrong, because this won't stand up for years, and it's against code and all that sort of stuff. We built 3 walls, not 4, because we got to get the camera in there. They're all wild, so we can take them out depending where the camera is, and we're going to either burn it down, tear it down, and throw it away, or recycle it in 3 or 6 months anyway. So please don't show up on a movie set, tell us you're a 20 years experienced carpenter. Everything we've been doing, making movies for 106 years in New Mexico, is wrong, and we get that all the time. I just think it's kind of funny. We have to, the way that we do things is a lot of perspective. I mean, things may be smaller or bigger. They're not real. I mean, we built all these, I hate to say this, but if you saw Independence Day, the 3 of you who did, we built all these sets, and these things didn't exist. They were up at Albuquerque Studios. Everything is different in our world. We've got to make stuff look old. New stuff has got to look old. I was watching Magnificent Seven last night, which makes New Mexico look really good, and that's all I'll say about the movie. But we came out of it looking good. But I saw they had an on-set ager on there. So an ager dyer who makes just things look old. That's a job in our business, just to make clothes look old, new clothes look old.
See, the beauty of me getting into film would be you wouldn't need that ager. Right. I already look old.
As is, ready to go.
There you go.
Well, so we're really looking for people who are looking not just for a job, they're looking for a career. And I'm going to say, 90% of our jobs. The 10% of our jobs that people struggle with is getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, putting your boots on and going to work, working 14 hours, showing up the next day, doing it again, taking 3 months off, coming back, being able to get your life together, your child care issues, your elderly patients issues, your car, your internet on the set, because everything is all done by we don't send our paper anymore. All these sort of things. That's what holds people back, and that's something they really got to learn. And the union's here to actually help you. We're one of the few unions around who are going to, in the film business, who are going to have a clear path in there and help you get in there, because we want New Mexicans to get these jobs. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that all of these jobs are New Mexican. And the idea, years ago, maybe half the crew was New Mexican, and then 10 years ago, maybe 70 or 80% the New Mexican. Now, if it's less than 95%, then we're doing something wrong. We are, as the state economic development, the city, we're all doing something wrong if it's less than 95% New Mexican, so we try not to do that.
So you say the word union, and a few people get scared because they don't know what that really means or what it takes to become part of the union and all that. Sure. But you're saying anyone who has an interest, just get on the set somehow, right? Get a foot on the set in one way or another.
Nailed it. And you can get on our overflow list. I'm going to give you the website, which is IATSE, local480.com. Get on our overflow list, and that's the way to be able to get onto sets and union jobs. But don't walk onto a set the first time in a union job. I mean, there's lots of non-union movies, and we're not hung up on every movie being union. Mm-hmm. We just want the movie companies who can pay the benefits. I'm not even going to mention a figure, but it's over $100 a day, well over $100 a day that we make in our benefits. We make more in our benefit package than a lot of people in New Mexico make in their wages.
Wow.
And that's just the start. Being union is really cool. If they don't feed us every 6 hours, they got to give us what's called a meal penalty. They time and a half, double time. Paid holidays if you're in a big movie. Paid holidays if you work on a smaller movie. There's lots of really cool things about working in the movie business. And I know people are sitting around and saying, I got to get into that.
Yeah.
Remember what I just said? Getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, working 6-day weeks, 14-hour days, having the ability to do this. I've had lots of really good, competent people come in and drop out because they can't work their life around what a movie technician makes.
Right.
I can teach you the job. I cannot teach you to be a movie technician. And I say to the classes, and Christa has heard me say this, if you're not interested in the movies, if you don't do that geekish, if you didn't understand when you had the fame reference,
right,
you're not going to work hard. This is just going to be a job for you. Do 1 or 2 or 3 movies and you'll quit. If you're interested in the movie making process, I mean, some of the most interesting conversations are on the tailgate of the electrics truck, talking about older movies or how that shot was done or whatever. If you love the movies, if you love everything around, then you'll put up with a lot of the stuff we have to put up with. If it's just another job, you're going to wash out. And, Starbucks is hiring and they give you half a pound of coffee every Friday.
Yeah, that union sounds good. We need to do that tonight. We got to get all
Yeah, we should.
There you go. Once again, a movie reference, Phil. Perfect.
Yeah, but you know what? Wages and benefits? Who'd have thunk it? We got to get it on that.
But you're beyond help. We're talking to your listeners.
By the way, full disclosure, I'm also president of the New Mexico Federation of Labor, so I represent the state workers, the teachers, the
oh, really?
Yeah, firefighters. I mean, everybody's unionized. I went to a big parade down south there, and somebody said, "Why are the unions here? There's no unions in our town." And I stood there and watched the float come by with the teachers, and then the float come by with the firefighters, then the float come by with the cops, then the border guards because we're down south, then the state park rangers, and I'm like, really? Because every one of these people are in a union. You just don't know it.
Right. Well, it's not surprising to me that you're the head of the whole thing in the state because you're obviously a native. You're from here locally, I'm guessing.
Absolutely. I'm from the Scottish section. The Scottish section of New Mexico.
Where'd you come from?
I came from Scotland. The first movie I did here was Silverado with Lawrence Kasdan, which is still, and I've seen Magnificent Seven. Yeah. Still, maybe Unforgiven. Unforgiven was pretty good.
That's a good one.
But I still think the Silverado was the best Western ever made, and that was with Dennehy and John Cleese and Kevin Costner, a lot of people, Kevin Kline, a lot of people's first movie. So
yeah. So what, did you come here and you fell in love and you stayed, or would you?
I went back to L.A. for 6 months, and then decided I had to come back to New Mexico. Of course, I mentioned to my wife at the time, I said, we got to move back to New Mexico. And she said, you need to move back to New Mexico. You really should. And I was like, great. And I was like, you need to? And she was like, yeah.
Good luck. Oh, well, we won't get into all that. What's the first step they take if what they heard here today was intriguing to them? They thought, all right, I think I could do that. What do they do?
There's a lot of ways you can interact with us. We do a monthly tune-up, second Tuesday of every month, and Christa puts it out on her stuff. I'm not here to pitch for Christa, but really, we get movie news from her. She keeps on top of this sort of stuff. The film industry is really trying to reach out and find the right people, especially right now. We've got a lot of new movies coming, a lot of really exciting stuff coming. You guys go, wow, that's shooting in New Mexico. We have an iconic show from L.A. I can't talk about it, but it was a show about L.A., and 75% of it's going to be shot here in New Mexico. It's so cool. They're going to have to shoot the exteriors in L.A. for what they can get. Right. But they're going to shoot the rest of the show here, and this isn't a show about L.A.
Wow.
So it used to be we shot in New Mexico, like Roswell was shot in L.A. Now they wouldn't dream of shooting in L.A. They were shooting in Roswell. But, things have changed.
So Albuquerque will play L.A.
Right. Wow. Exactly. So get like the Facebook stuff. Go there. We have a big tune-up event at the beginning of December where everybody gets a chance. A lot of Native American stuff this year. But really, we're trying to reach out and get people. We're doing a career day here at school on the west side. And we're going to be up there with a hair and makeup motorhome. We're going to be doing some hair and makeup and showing some people careers. We'll come to your school. If you've got a group that you want us to come and talk to, a lot of people don't want to get it because they get the kind of common union stuff too. So you got to be kind of careful. So I used to go to the Kiwanis and things like that. And then they figured out who I was, and so they stopped asking me. So
it's very well balanced. You got the gossip hound over here. I'm into all the salacious details and the big deets of the big productions that are coming in. Then you have the real deal, where they're really putting you to work. So combined, I think we're a good team, and we can get you connected. So any questions?
The big thing that we really want to say is that the state of New Mexico has made an investment in the movie business with the incentives. And the state of investment is trying to make an investment in our education. If we're just a farm team for Phoenix or Austin or Denver or Tucson, then we're wasting our money in education. I hate to say that, but we've got to be able to give career opportunities for our people to be able to stay here and have a long career and be able to bring their families up here in New Mexico. So that's really part of what we're trying to do in the film business is lock people in that career track where they can, at the end, they can say, man, look at this pension. I got lifetime health care, but more importantly, I made some great movies, because whatever you make right now, the Taliban's not going to be able to fire RPGs at it. Whatever you make, that will be out there for 1,000 years. They'll be teaching No Country for Old Men in film school in 50 years' time. Right. And I'm going to make an offer to all of your listeners. Go see Hell or High Water before it leaves town. Go see Hell or High Water.
It's great.
If you don't like it, get back in touch with me, and I will give you the equivalent in swag of your tickets and a large popcorn. It's a great movie. We made that movie, and watch that movie and say New Mexicans made that movie. It's about West Texas. It's an important message. It's well acted, but New Mexicans made that movie. By the way, Nick Cave did the soundtrack. It's amazing.
Nice.
That's a but go see that movie and then get in touch with me. I'm easy to find. You can find me through Christa. If you don't agree that was a great movie, I'm going to buy your ticket back, because I think every New Mexican should see it and say, wow, this made New Mexico look really good. It told a powerful story, and more importantly, that was made by people right here. Your neighbors who made that movie.
Wow. Boom. That's how you do it right there. Jon Hendry, killing it.
Thanks for having me here for the time you have.
Oh, Christa, were you here too? I'm sorry. I forgot you were here. Anyway.
He's too busy. He can't come back. I'll be back next week.
Thank you so much, Jon, for coming in. Good job with that. And Christa, as always, amazing job.
Likewise. Great job.
Good job. Shut up.